people. Was she carrying the High Lady? I thought I saw pink hair. Was that Lord carrying Lady Laurentia? Is there someone... Is that Athena? What are you doing? Behind Ophelia's apothecary? Oh, there's Skylar. Okay, there's Athena again. Okay. Is this supposed to be... Is this concerning? Does this constitute as concerning? I see. Glad Inya is found. I hope everything is okay. But yes, lurking around the back of the building would not be the best way to go about it. Looks like there were Kali. Oh, there were Kali and Lady Naomi now. What was it coming here for again? I got really sidetracked. Before you go, hang on. I believe it was you. I saw you carrying the High Lady to Ophelia's apothecary. Cause I heard and saw, so that made me start looking at direction, and I spotted, it was Athena lurking behind the apothecary, and I called her out on it, but she was actually following Skylar, and she seemed to have like been advising Skylar not to lurk behind the apothecary. So I just want to let you know that if you guys, I know Inya's in there from what they said, but if anything is like sensitive being said, to be aware of it, because they were lurking around it.
Alright, thank you for letting me know.
I don't think Athena was really up to anything, was trying to stop Skylar, but at the same time, it was just...
Yes, Skylar has a lot of shit going on, but I appreciate you saying so.
I'm not really sure what he wants to meet about, but I received a missive from Captain Rexaris, so I think I need to get my energy up and go talk to him, because I don't want to worry people, and I don't want questions, really. I guess if they question, I'll say homesickness. I feel like a failure, but I shouldn't let my feelings shine through. My feelings shining through. I need to keep up. Pee-pee! And then people are more accepting of me. Okay.
Oh,
Hello.
Fiori's here. Hello, Fiori.
Hello, Fiori.
Hi, Fifi.
Hi, Fifi.
Hi, Ophelia.
Long time no see.
Hi.
Here, I'll just slide you the rules. If you wish to put them on the notice board, feel free, or just give them to the High Vessel herself.
Okay.
I must go speak with Fiori. If you would like
Yes.
to join, you are welcome to. But otherwise, please feel free to catch up with Ophelia.
Yes, I will meet with you in a moment. Do you have a moment free, Ophelia?
Fiori, would you walk with me to
Um,
Witherspoons? I'll make us a
I
group.
do. I was just going to quickly check on Paige as she's been under my care. And
I want to preface this by saying that you're not in any trouble at all. I know that sometimes it can be rather jarring for a
Uh-oh.
member of law enforcement to. You're not in trouble.
Uh-oh.
That's why
But
I said it.
I feel like you're prefacing it because I am in trouble.
No. I promise I would
I'm
never
trying
do
to
that
get
to you.
me to let my guard down.
Well, in a sense, yes, but only because I don't want you to feel that you need to be guarded. I mostly just want answers.
Mm-hmm.
Do you recall a sleepover, slumber party here in the overworld at Amelia's house some 2 cycles ago? 2 months, sorry.
It
Forget
was
that
my
you call
first
them
time having a
differently here.
sleepover.
Oh, was it? Well, congratulations. And can you confirm for me who was in attendance? I just want to make sure we're talking about the same one.
It started with me, Amelia, and Nixie, and we made the plans at it at the trial by combat in the end. The second one, I think. And then
With Elio?
maybe. I don't really know.
He was the second one to
Oh,
be
then,
in combat.
yes.
Mavis was first, so.
Mm-mm. And then after we got there, it was us three. And then we had some slumber party activities. And then we invited Raina and Inya to join too. And so then they came as well.
Okay, lovely. That is absolutely what I have heard. So, tell me more about. So, I've been told that this was also a bit of a stakeout for the money fairy. Is that also true?
Yeah,
Okay.
well, technically, I think the technical term of it was we were doing a stakeout for the money fairy, and the cover story was it was a slumber party. But I was more interested in the slumber party.
Fair enough. I too love to spend time with my friends.
Sheep.
I'm gonna bring this gentleman outside.
But he's a customer.
Are you a paying customer? I'm so sorry, sir. I'm so sorry. He may be. You just sit there. Well, it's none of my business, is it?
Oh, sorry. I thought you took him down. I got so confused.
No, he's back over here now.
Hmm.
I forgot. He's a paying customer, or he could be. You never know. Anywho, why don't you have a seat with me over here, and we'll continue talking.
Mm-mm.
So, it was a stakeout for the money fairy, disguised as a slumber party, but you were more interested in the slumber party.
Mm-mm. We met up, and then we left a trail of sweets from the overworld castle Waystone all the way to Amelia's house.
Okay, that sounds familiar.
We wanted to lure him in so we could figure out who the money fairy was because he kept leaving money.
And how many times would you say that Amelia had mentioned the money fairy before that? Did he visit her often?
I think so, yeah. I didn't know about the money fairy. And then apparently I got hit by the money fairy because my campsite by Amelia had emerald blocks, and so then she was like telling me go check there, and so then I checked there. And then I was just also curious, and then kind of just but she knew about the money fairy before I did, and she was really excited about it because when she initially moved around the
somebody's
castle,
giving her money.
yeah, I had given her money as like a prepayment for baked goods. because I also it didn't seem like she really had any money.
Hmm.
And then she no longer needed me to spare her money because the money fairy started giving her money.
I see. Okay. That all makes sense and lines up with what I've been told so far. So thank you very much. I do have just a few more specific questions, if that's all right.
Mm-hmm. This is a very comfortable interrogation.
Yes, I'm so glad.
Could be much worse.
So, in Amelia's home, there's 4 bedrooms upstairs. One of them is Amelia's, one of them is yours, and then there's 2 other rooms. Oh, you're still there. There's 2 other rooms. Do you recall what the signs say above them?
She remodels her house a lot. But after she gave me a bedroom, she kept her one guest room that is so there's my bedroom, and then you walk into the hallway, and then there's the guest bedroom to the right, and then there is Amelia's room, and then there is Vincent's room.
Vincent's room.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I had heard that as well. And do you know how long it's been Vincent's room?
He's had a room. I think it was after the first sleepover at some point, but I'm not sure exactly when. He's had a room way longer than I had a room.
He's had a room since before you had a room.
Mm-hmm. But to be
That is
fair,
very interesting.
she built me a house. I don't necessarily need a room.
I've seen it, the guest house in the back, correct?
Mhm.
It's lovely.
Yes, I hung my face up in my bedroom.
You are always a treat to speak with, Fiori, truly. Oh, I'm so glad that I looked down before that happened.
Oh.
Whew, that could have been scary.
Uh,
Anyway, I apologize. I almost, yeah, I punched this table accidentally and you know what? Never mind.
the interrogation would have taken a really bad turn.
It certainly would have, wouldn't it? I have to say. So, wow, damn. I don't mean to seem flustered. I just wasn't expecting you to be quite so familiar with the layout of the home. Wow. One final thing.
Well, I sleep over there sometimes, so.
No, it makes sense. It just feels like things are falling into place and I'm worried about where they're falling, if that makes sense. Are you aware of the sign in Amelia's house, since you spend time there a lot, that says, why ruin an identity when you can remain elusive? -MF.
That showed up after the first slumber party, so we think our trail worked. But by the time the money fairy followed the trail, I guess it must have been after the stakeout had already ended. Because after the slumber party, that's when I was shown the sign.
I see.
But that
Well,
sign's been
thank
there
you
for
so
a really
much,
long
Fiori.
time.
Yes, it has indeed. I appreciate your time, Fiori. I have a lot to go over. If you have need of me, please reach out. Also, I've heard that you and Ophelia have finally, or well, I suppose you and the High Lady have come to an agreement on how Netherian potions will be taxed. Is that
Because I had
okay?
written
Lovely.
the proposal, and Miss High Lady took it with her to her vacation place. And whenever she came back, I had mail, and it had she agreed with the proposal.
Makes sense. She was going through a lot of paperwork while we were there.
I'm sorry, I gave her a lot of paperwork.
No, you were not even half of it, Fiori. Don't worry.
Thank
Well, once again, thank you for your time. I should probably head back to the Nether, but let me know if you have need of me, either here or in the Nether.
Oh, I thought of something. I needed to tell the High Lady this too, but, do we get vacations?
Sure.
Because I wanted to go back to I've had some that like I got reminded of a couple weeks ago, and I kind of wanted to take a trip back to my pack lands to see my family. And so I was hoping to maybe go this weekend, and I want to tell the High Lady too.
Oh, I assure you she will say yes. I pinky promise. In fact, it'll give us time to do an audit of sorts. Once again, not in trouble. We've seen your bookkeeping and it is lovely, but I'll missive the High Lady, let her know that you're interested in it, and we'll work out the details later.
Okay, okay. Yes. If I'm able to, yeah, I don't mind. I know I have the master coin joker box in my ender chest, but I can always leave that out here. Not here, but at the office with the key and everything.
Okay, sounds good to me. I will see you later, Fiori. Thank you again.
Goodbye. So he wanted to meet and ask me those questions, and it seems like he's mainly poking at the money fairy, and because he was asking about the stakeout. Okay. That was nerve-wracking, though. I really try not to do anything wrong, because I don't want to make someone not like me and want to hurt me. I'd like to request a meeting with you. That is, if you are sober. Well, I am sober. Yeah, sober. I was just doing field work. I have two things to discuss with you, one being business and the other being personal. Is there going to be anyone else there? He's a Shriekeling, isn't he? Why does he want to meet with me? Business and personal. The High Vessel and Arlo's not on, so I can't ask them for their opinion. I suppose I can. Where would I meet you? At the castle. Okay, I have my rockets, so I can get out quickly.
Hello. You're not in any trouble. You're okay. Do you mind following me up to the castle? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
You look really nervous. Why are you nervous?
Why are you trying to meet me alone?
For an investigation that's going on. I just need to ask a quick question.
Why am I
If
being
you want, someone else
interrogated
can be there.
again?
No, it's not an interrogation. This is just a confirmation of something.
Okay.
If you want, there can be someone else there. Okay. Let me message. Let me ask Ollie to accompany Fiori and I for some quick questioning. Let's go ahead and head up there. Up here. We'll just head into the little meeting room that's up here.
Oh, okay. I've only been in the ballroom.
Yeah, it's on the way to the ballroom. I asked Oliver to accompany us, but we'll see if he. I have like a quick question, just on whether or not you can confirm something, and then I want to get Fire Ruby is the other thing. So
Okay.
I don't mean to scare you. I promise. It's just a quick confirmation that I have to do. That's part of an investigation. Feel free to take a seat anywhere you'd like. I would ask not that seat specifically because I cannot see you through the... You can pick any seat on that side besides that other corner one. I just cannot see you through the through the potted plant. Okay. I don't know when exactly this was, but do you remember going around, quote unquote, adventuring with the High Vessel, Oliver, Jura, and Vincent?
Mm-hmm. I don't know the date off the top of my head, but I had just recorded all the quests today in the quest log, so I have the date written down somewhere.
That's fine. The day I might need later, but I can always contact you for that. Oliver's on his way. Let me tell him where we are. We are in the meeting tower. Do you remember, like, did you ever visit near Nightshade Village? Like, on this adventure, did you visit the big red tower?
Mm-hmm.
Were you there for that?
Because
Did you
we
see...
stopped by the snowy village, or not stopped by it, but we walked by the snowy village that was up on a hill, and then I was like, I recognize this village. Ophelia lives near here. And so then we went down, and we were at Nightshade, and there was the ugly red tower.
Cool. Did you see Jura collect the waystone that was inside the tower? Like, not pick it up, but like be able to teleport to the...
I never went inside the tower.
You never went inside?
No, I don't go inside other people's buildings.
Very fair. Did you see Jura go inside?
Not that
Or
I
anyone
really
for that matter?
remember, to be honest. I know we were in front of it, but I think people stopped there and talked there, but I ran to Ophelia's house to see if she was home.
Okay. That's perfectly fine. That is the only question I had for you in terms of official business-wise.
Does this have to do with why Captain Uxaris also had to question me?
No.
Oh.
This is unrelated.
Okay. For the Fire Ruby, have you looked through... The Nether Law book has all of the amounts. I can get the book too. I just don't have an ender chest to grab it.
Oh, I got you. I always have 2 on me. Because I remember I have to pay for something, or like pay for it, but I don't remember how much it is. And I want to get a Fire Ruby sword so I can use that for like my magic stuff.
Okay, Fire Ruby sword will be... Let me find it in the book.
Also, I hope you feel more comfortable now that Ollie's here. Okay.
The Fire Ruby sword would be 160 emeralds.
160 was that 2 stack 2 stacks 128, so 232, so 2.5 stacks. I have the emeralds.
Okay, if I give you the emeralds first, I can run back to the castle or fortress and go get the
That's perfectly fine by me.
sword. I should have the materials to make the sword.
Yeah. If you want, you can... Actually, don't mail it to me because sometimes things get lost. I don't want to
Um,
have to pay for it again.
While I'm there, I will get you the paperwork that's required to have Fire Ruby.
Thank you. You can just meet us at the Wasteland, or at least me. I don't know if Oliver will be there, but
Mm-hmm.
you can meet me there for sure. Okay. Bias party.
That's fair.
Can you missive me your name so I can write it correctly?
Yes, I can. I'm gonna give you this name. If you don't mind just leaving it at that name.
Oh, okay.
Hi,
So-
Reina.
Okay.
Okay.
How are y'all?
I'll live in the dream.
Good. Yeah, there's dream eaters everywhere.
Oh.
These come dream eaters?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Mhm. Just make sure you don't lose the paperwork, and if you do, let me know.
Okay. There's no date of signing on this.
Oh, shoot. Uh,
I will.
mm,
Yeah, farewell. Here's all.
Is this for Fire Ruby stuff?
Yes,
mhm.
it's for this bad boy.
Nice. What do the laws say about if you were gifted Nether Ruby, if you turned it into Fire Ruby?
That's a 200 emerald fine.
Okay. So don't do that, is what you're saying.
Yes, don't do that.
Okay.
Owning normal ruby's fine, but Fire Ruby is specifically only meant to be traded through Nether Master Coin or the High Lady. And then
That's fair.
paperwork has to be signed to show you own it.
I will slap this bad boy. Right
Well, then
into
I
there.
won't worry about it anymore.
Well, thank you. Fiori.
Mhm.
Thank you for, meeting up to answer my questions. Much
Mhm.
appreciated. I will let you know if I need anything else. You can do the same for me. You can just let me know.
Okay.
Otherwise,
Do you have
good.
Fire Ruby?
No, I just know that for coronation, Lenora was gifted 6 raw rubies,
Mhm.
and I was curious if we made something out of them and then made them Fire Ruby, what it would be. But if she's gonna be fined for it, I just won't do it.
It wouldn't be harmful since she was gifted them to reach out to the High Lady to ask about it.
Yeah,
And then
she's got good enough stuff as it is. I just was curious because she has them. But
Mhm.
Alright, on that note, I'm gonna go retire because I've been running around for the past 6 hours.
I honestly thought you would have retired already.
I
was-
thought about it, and then a bird swarmed me. So
I was super surprised when I came back from the moon and seen your missive. I was like, oh yeah, I'll come join you.
You went to the moon?
yeah,
Sometimes I talk to the moon, like they talk to the warden.
I'm more biased towards the sun, but the moon's cool too.
Yeah.
okay, farewell. Tomorrow.
Bye.
Tomorrow.
And also, I'm gonna go back to the fortress to fill in the paperwork for that trade.
Okay. Have fun.
I was trying to get myself ready for going to. Well, I was trying to get myself ready for the trip to the Packlands, and I was gonna try to start packing stuff, but I got a missive from the High Lady. Fiori, I'd like to call a council to gather to the keep in about 5 minutes. I hope to see you there. We may speak more after if you're still wanting to. Okay. Well, if we're going to... I need to put on my red outfit. Oh, we had that meeting. I didn't write down my notes. I didn't write down. We had the last meeting. We had a homework assignment where we had to talk to a citizen and how to improve. Oh, I did it. I just didn't take notes of it, so I hope I remember correctly.
Well, now that we're all here, I am glad to see everyone here again. We've made it to another meeting. Honestly, I call that a success.
I have to agree.
Yes. Well, I've called you all here because I wanted to discuss things for the future of the Nether. The Festival of the Flame is happening in about a cycle, and I would like to show you all the grounds. I know I've already shown Rexaris and Kyron the grounds, but I believe it is good to have you all visit. There were rules that I've already made for the festival that I will go over, and if there's any input or anything else that you want to share to me to probably like implement, we can do that as well. But yes, that was really it. I also assigned all of you homework, I guess is the best word or phrase. So, why don't we start with you, Rexaris? What person did you speak to, and what did they say?
I spoke with Athena, and the main thing is just filling up the empty platforms, which I have to agree. There are quite a few platforms that you have built which are not moved into yet. As you know, Athena's building a therapy clinic, and it's alone on a certain platform beside the bridge. I think having something else there, perhaps I will build a museum, could benefit it. It seems there's no other reason to go back there except for therapy. Might be a stigma, you know.
Understandable. I definitely agree with wanting to fill out platforms. Maybe I got a little overzealous when creating them. I had hoped that more businesses would start to flourish.
I certainly didn't mean to imply that there are not enough businesses in the Nether. I think that growth has been steady. I don't know. I would be very happy to fill it out myself with more public works projects.
I guess maybe the turn of phrase I was trying, or what I was trying to get across was that it seems people do not have enough time to create such buildings. They are busy with other matters.
If I may interject, I've started work on my own project near Athena's clinic, so perhaps there will be more businesses soon.
Well, that's great to hear. Ilio?
I actually also spoke to Athena. She mostly just talked to me about having more things to do around Zara. And also something for the Strider place, having somewhere to buy the warped fungus on the sticks for them.
Oh, that's a good idea.
And her and Mavis have apparently been talking that they wanted to do a talent show, Never's Got Talent show.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty much
That's about it?
everything she
Okay,
wanted.
amazing.
That does sound fun.
That does sound very interesting. I think we would have a few participants. Maybe most participants. We're
I don't know what my talent
a
would
very
be.
interesting group of people here in the Nether.
Yes.
Nether's Got Talent. Okay, writing that down. All right. Enya.
So I talked to Raina, and she suggested something kind of community-based for just Netherians to get to know each other better, since we're kind of spread out.
Did she have an idea of what that community space could be?
Well, she mentioned a group bonding sleepover, so I don't know if that's something we would do, but maybe something like that, like a little get together party or something. I could host something at the hellhole.
Ooh, that's actually not a bad idea.
I think that's a fantastic idea.
Have you had your
actually.
grand opening yet, Enya?
No.
Well,
Keeps-
maybe we should help you get things situated there, so we could have a grand opening, and that could be
Yeah.
perhaps that community event.
Yes, I was gonna do it, the week before I went missing, but then I went missing, so
Yeah. Understandable. Well, thank you. I will write that down. In the meantime, Fiori.
So I can't really necessarily spoke. It was more like charades. But the Goblin Trader inside Rio Mart.
Oh.
I really, because they're also citizens, and so I really wanted to have like their input on stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
I will say communication with them is a little difficult if you're not giving them money. He didn't really want to give me the time of day until I started giving him money and buying his wares.
And then he followed you around, right?
No, he was very much attached to his seat. He did not want to move. I
Oh.
think he just wanted money. But he wouldn't even like partake in charades until I started paying him.
I see.
But from my understanding from our charades game is so for them, they tend to just kind of wander about the platforms and they end up wandering into businesses and staying there. So, rather than having to like live inside businesses, this might be good to help them get more like maybe a small housings or villages for them. And so that would let the Goblin Traders have a little community while also being included in Zareth, while also they tend to have really nice wares for trade. So it would also put a lot of them in a central place for us to kind of go and visit them and talk to them and trade with them.
I don't think that's a bad idea. It would also probably make people feel more at ease, especially people of other realms that know of our goblin traders. It would, as I said, give them some ease knowing that they're all in one centralized location rather than spread out.
I wouldn't want to like force them to be in the centralized location, but like give them the option so they're not like living behind the shop counter. Or
Yes.
I had one living on the guild roof for a little bit.
If I recall, isn't Athena quite fond of the Vein Goblins?
Yes, there are many in her
And
existence.
Athena also wanted more businesses and space filled out nearby the therapy clinic. Perhaps we could do some sort of miniature city for the Vein Goblins. I'm sure their dwellings don't need to be quite as grand as ours. They are half our height or less.
That's true. It would help fill out Zareth a bit more too.
Yeah.
I'd be more than happy to begin building that.
If you wish so. There's much room on the platforms.
I need something to fill my time with. My head has been all over the place lately.
Well, I
Enya is elected to like represent the people of the city without being
hope
like
that doesn't
a
ail
court position.
you.
No, not at all.
Aaron.
I had also spoken to Athena.
Okay.
A similar thing, she mentioned a desire for more community-based events, whether that be simply among the Nether or with other dimensions.
A lot of people
Like
spoke to
the
Athena.
Nether
I
shop
also
talent
thought
idea
about talking to
personally.
Athena.
Yes.
She didn't mention anything else, but I'm willing to help out with whatever's needed.
Okay, well, going to put another star next to the Nether's Got Talent idea.
Do you want to help me build the Goblin neighborhood?
I mean, I can help, but I'm also not that good of a builder, so pick your poison.
I can help as well with that.
I think it'll be nice to it doesn't have to be perfect.
Yes.
You know, if it's built with love, I'm sure they'll enjoy it.
Of course.
And I don't mean to be a little bit of a control freak, but it must look good as well.
Yeah, I wouldn't think of building an eyesore either.
Well, I'm just making sure. I know there are
You
different.
mean we can't build obsidian like huts?
No, no, no.
I'm just kidding.
If they're 1 block tall for doors, I can fit through them when I have paws.
Well, that's something new I just learned.
It makes sense, but I had never thought about it before.
Helia.
I spoke with Reina last week? Week before? I don't remember. And she suggested a Trader Goblin Village, so seems that's a popular idea.
Well, it seems
Oh,
we
wow.
know what to do. Or what to focus on, at least. So, basically, community events in areas for goblins, which I think is pretty easy to do. I could definitely see us having a village on the platform, perhaps next to Athena, since she seems very fond of them. And maybe we need to build a amphitheater somewhere in the city as well, so we can host this Nether's Got Talent and any other sort of plays, especially since we have our Jester Mavis. I think it would be a good addition to our city. Well, if that is all from the homework that I gave you all, then let's get into the Flame of the Festival. So,
The Flame
June
of the Festival.
20th is the day. It is when Haloran rose from the first flame, and it is... We haven't had a Flame of the Festival in this much of a grand scheme in quite a long time. People still celebrate it as any holiday, but it was not very important to the last ruler to divulge into things like that. So I have decided, due to how much I enjoyed it as a child, to bring it back, and I'm opening up to all the realms. I don't know if any of you had a chance to read the rules that was on the notice board. Did anyone read them?
I did.
Yes.
I did, but I forgot.
Oh, it is quite fine, Fiori. Honestly, I've kind of
you.
forgotten what I even wrote. But I do remember one thing that I wanted to... I had already written it, but I wanted to see if there was anything else that could contribute to the safety of other people. We will be bringing fire resistance potions. I
Indeed.
will be putting barrels around, and I would love your help for that, Helia, as well.
I have 5 double chests already done, making on 5 more.
Perfect. Kyron, I know we spoke of a parkour over lava. I think that would be very fun, and as long as there are fire resistance potions around, I think it could be good. I know last meeting we spoke of having netting around the city of Zareth, and I gave it some thought, and yes, I do wish for the safety of all people, even people from other realms. It would be more taxing on the crown to make those necessary changes, and it currently right now we could not do it. Perhaps in the future, but right now we can't. During the Flame of the Festival, I will also not be able to safely put nets around to make sure other people are okay, so I, in the rules, put down a liability waiver. If they want to enter, they must understand that when you come into the Nether, it is a dangerous place. I'm not going to lie and say that they can come in here and they'll be super safe and everything will be okay. It's not. I feel like our realm is the most dangerous out of all 3. And people need to understand that risk when they do come. Doesn't mean that there won't be fun and games and things of that nature, but I don't wish to put the responsibility of one life on all of our shoulders. Just doesn't seem quite fair. So, before entering, they will need to sign a waiver. There isn't anything super dangerous that I think anything will happen. There will be strider racing, lava fishing, parkour above lava, but if somebody decides not to drink a potion out of their own stubbornness or ego, and they happen to trip and fall,
so I can
or if
see.
something else happens, then, like I said, seems unfair to pin it on us. So, with that, is there any other safety concerns or ideas that we have to ease it? Yes, Fiori.
So I noticed this from your birthday ball, but there was no food options that were good for the flower spirits who are vegetarians. So, and they need really nourishing food because it's really draining on their bodies to be here.
Okay.
So I wouldn't mind if you wanted me to, as I do make those type of dishes at the Overworld Guild, so I could always have some served at the Adventure Guild booth too.
Yes, I believe, Enya, you sent me a letter about having a booth for the Hellhole drinks. Were you also planning to include food with it?
Yes, I have been working on a few different recipes. They're still a work in progress, but they're mainly meat related so far.
Well, Fiori, I think it would be a good addition to have some more nourishing food with Enya's platter, so you both could work on that together.
Sounds good.
Do we have bone meal? A lot of it.
We have quite a lot of bone meal, yes.
Flower spirits take fire resistance from alliums, and I was considering putting out a couple barrels of those.
I'll drink water.
Alliums. I'm not sure I am. What color are
They're purple, like a puffball.
they? Oh, okay. That should be fine. I don't see why not.
How much will you need?
A lot.
Estimate.
Start with a chest full.
Of
Well-
bone meal?
Bone meal, maybe?
Yeah, easy.
For
Just
flower
one?
spirits, only
Maybe two.
Each flower spirit only really needs one of the flower.
Yeah, it doesn't get used.
It's
Unless-
their mana that they have to constantly.
Yeah,
replenish.
so they would have to
That's what I
eat
was concerned
flowers to
over.
maintain it, but it doesn't have to be. They don't have to eat the alliums. Any type of flower would work.
Well, we can
True.
still use the bone meal to cultivate flowers.
Yeah, we could, at the very least, start leaving them in the city center as well, in case anyone forgets their flower.
I've met Charity Columbine twice now. a
Yes,
flower spirit
indeed.
From the overworld, and neither time has she been carrying flowers.
I see. Well, perhaps that's a lesson she needs to learn.
I certainly hope she learns
It's
it
their
soon.
hunger that drains, I believe,
She's
not their
getting
mana.
better at it. We adventured a couple days ago. It was interesting. I picked.
That's
her
why
up
they need
many
nourishing
times, but-
food.
She's
You
getting
what?
Pardon?
You had to pick her up many times. Is that what you said?
Yeah,
By the flame.
it was a quest for amethyst shard that we completed. I don't know if she told
Ah.
me.
Mm.
Oh,
I know she ventured from very far out because I knew her during the war, and her village was really far out. I had sent her the letter inviting her to like come to the coronation prior to the coronation, and so it took her like 4 months to make the trip. That should only have taken maybe like a week. So, I
directionally challenged as well.
I would say so, and based off Lord Chiron's statement, I definitely think we should make sure we have the waiver to her very quickly.
I'll keep a very close eye on her as well.
Her determination to be a knight is very strong, but I encouraged her to develop the skill as well. I said it nicely. So.
Speaking
That is
of,
quite kind. Yes, Elio.
speaking of having a close eye on everyone, I just came up with the idea that since us Fieries can see people from miles away if we mark them, should we require that upon entry as a security measure? And then
That
unteam
could be
anybody who
worthwhile.
wishes to be unteamed afterwards?
That way, if we
I
see
agree.
any outlines under lava, we'll know
Indeed.
to
I'll drink the water.
run quick.
Reminder, I
That's
say
quite
this
true,
every
yes.
princess stream.
Actually,
You
we
have to
should
say when you redeem
do
something.
that,
I can't
yes.
see redeems in Restream chat.
Well, we can still talk about Flame of the Festival, things. I do want to show you the grounds.
Flame of the festival.
Festival of the Flame! I
Sorry.
can mix it up when I want to, Kyron. All right.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Oh, goodness. Okay. I know Rexaurus and Kyron both have the, you both have the Waystone, correct?
I do.
Okay. Someone's gonna have to pick me up. to bring you.
You do
Yeah,
want mine?
Elio,
Okay.
you grab me, and I'll take
Yeah.
you.
All right.
We'll come back.
Okay.
Let me see.
Oh,
Make sure
Enya.
I'm going to the correct one. Sorry if I'm heavy.
You are not.
All right,
I will
there's
return
that.
to the fortress and
Thank
grab
you.
others.
Can I get the Waystone?
Yes, go ahead.
Would you like me to team you again?
Oh, go for it. All right. Well, welcome. Actually, we'll wait for Enya.
Oh my
Don't
gosh, you
even worry.
scared me.
Sorry.
Do be careful. There are hoglins, and other things around.
Ah.
So, yeah.
I'll try to clear
it's
them
trend.
out closer to
We have-
the time.
We do have
Appreciate
warriors
it.
among us.
Well, this is
Ooh.
the location that I have picked out. I thought this would be
Oh, hello.
good
blue looks really
representation, doesn't it?
It looks really good.
Ooh.
Mhm.
Yeah,
This will
is
be
beautiful.
the accessory booth, and yeah, I was actually thinking that this could be the hellhole booth.
Ooh. Looks perfect to me.
That was me.
But yes, there's pathways that go to all sorts of different types of booths. Actually, Fiori, I was thinking with the letter that you sent me for perhaps a added on game. This one is going to be sword throwing, which is going to be Rexaurus's. I was thinking perhaps this one could be the Adventure Guild, and over here you can build out and into a game.
Okay, I can do
Very
that.
nice.
If anyone else wants to claim a booth, please do so now. You have the Waystone, just put a little sign next to it. This will be the way that booths will look, but as soon as it looks like this, you can go ahead and start decorating and doing whatever you want to them. I am quite excited. I have a lot of ideas. This is going to be very, very fun. Lots of tickets, lots of prizes. I hope it goes off well.
I cannot wait.
Me either.
Short
It's gonna
story
be
competition?
Great.
Short story competition.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Well, that could be quite an interesting idea.
Who would be the
Did we
judge?
get-
I have no
Great
idea.
question.
Perhaps we could open it up to voting to the public. We would have to put an upper limit on the length of the story, though, if people are going to be reading them all. Oh, did somebody want this Hoglin sirloin?
I'll take it.
Oh, here you are.
Thank you.
Oh, goodness.
Oh.
Oh.
You okay?
I
Oh.
Kyron.
I was
I'll
also
beat that.
going to offer to help, but
Mm.
it's probably better that Kyron does it.
Well, if you wish so, you can. Unless anyone else has any more comments, questions, concerns before we end meeting.
Lava food eating area. Ooh.
Yes, I want to put glass so they can see into the lava.
Ooh. I like that.
Oh, you mentioned
Would you want
tickets.
to do?
Oh, sorry.
Never mind.
Yes.
Go ahead. No, you Fiori.
So if I do like a maze, would you prefer
going to
like
run
maybe
Kyron a
the
bucket of
tickets
milk.
are inside the maze, or maybe they have to go into the maze and get an item, bring it back, and then I give them a ticket for the item?
Yes, probably get an item, bring it back, and depending if you do multiple items, it could vary in ticket quantity. Definitely, I'm not sure if any of the Netherians here attended the Flower Festival, but it would be kind of in line with how the tickets and prizes worked then.
Yeah, for example, for the sword throwing booth, I'm going to have a number of targets, and the level of difficulty will determine how many tickets you get. Obviously, the closer targets will give you 1, maybe 2 tickets, and then the further targets will give more.
Can we also have a Connect 4 booth? Or not having booth, but I really like Connect 4 at the Flower Festival.
Oh, yes!
Yeah, we can do that again.
We can definitely do that. There's actually a passive game area that I plan on setting up over here. It's going to be tic-tac-toe.
Ooh.
So we can very easily set up a Connect 4 booth just
Yeah, I
close
could
by.
honestly clear this right here if you want to.
No,
Or we could
don't. I
never
planted
mind.
these.
Okay, never mind, sorry. We could build it out over the lava and make
This
use
could
of this
be-
lovely ruined portal.
True. Could be part of
Yes, I
parkour.
don't know exactly what to do with that. I was thinking maybe keep it as is, but also maybe lighting it could be pretty cool. I don't know.
Yeah, it's part of the history of the Nether. So long as
it
people
the
don't go
start-
through it, it shouldn't spawn one in the overworld.
Yes, nobody loot it as well. I want it to keep its like authenticity.
We could make it the start of the parkour.
Yeah, I also wanted to make an Elytra course,
cool.
/ Fiori course,
You're genius.
all the way to Xerath and
try.
then back again.
Where is
Where
it
did-
at?
Oh, I see it. Oh, you got it.
Okay.
Yes, I think all of this would be. These are all very good ideas. I truly can't wait to see what everyone comes up with. I will only be doing the booths, and once that is done, I plan on taking more of a hands-off approach. So this is definitely going to be a Netherian community-built event.
I'm excited for it.
Mm-hmm. This is gonna be fun.
I always like festivals.
I'm very glad. Well, I do have some things to get to, work-wise, but it was very nice meeting with you all. Fiori, did you still wish to meet afterwards?
Yes.
Okay, then I will take my leave and make my way to your office.
Okay.
If anyone else has anything, please just send me a missive. I will get to you as soon as I'm done.
Okay.
I have a couple things, but it's mainly just about my vacation.
Oh, yes. I am glad that you're taking a vacation. Everyone deserves one.
I just feel homesick, so I want to go back to Packlands.
I completely understand, especially since you've taken up a new position, not in a realm that you were born into.
I'm gonna make a group because one of the things is a more private thing. I'm gonna start with the private thing first. I had gotten reached out to by Balefire about purchasing Fire Ruby, which that in itself was fine, and I did the paperwork for him, but he asked for a different name to put on the paperwork.
What name did he ask?
It started with an X.
Zeroth?
Yeah. Yeah, so I end up I just have it as that and then / Balefire ? But I
Yes, I am aware that. I'm not sure if you are aware, so with what I say, please use discretion. Balefire is not his real name. It goes by Zeroth, I believe is how you pronounce it. And I know only that. He just uses a different name. I Perhaps Balefire is an alias.
Too hard to spell names.
Yes, it is. It is quite hard. Balefire is much easier to spell than Zeroth.
Oh, and then the other thing is Helia had submitted, she mentioned it during the last meeting, how she mailed a proposal to me, and I had never received it, but I have it now. But she had a potion shop proposal, and honestly, it looks really good, and I don't really see a personal reason why it shouldn't be approved. So I do have her permit written up. It would just need you to look over and sign.
Alright.
She was also interested in building on that same platform as Athena, because like a potion shop next to the therapy clinic might be a good combination. And she wanted to kind of partner with Elio too, for a flask, I think.
Oh, yes. Elio's very, very talented in making those. Perfect. Yes, I approve. Let me write my thing down in here. Hi, lady. And today's date. There you are.
Thank you.
Of course.
And then for vacation, I've been trying to make sure everything's like in a row, so like nothing's like left unattended really. So one of the things is I like have it all written into a book. So I don't know. I know you previously were doing like MOC stuff prior to me getting the position.
Yes.
So I just kind of wanted to fill you in on where I'm kind of leaving off on things. Athena has her business permit and everything, so at this point, she may finish the clinic when I'm gone, and it just need the final walkthrough. I've already looked around, but she had poisonous plants outside, and so I said she has to remove those, and she thought she had already removed them. So before she officially opens,
Make sure that those are removed. Got it.
And then obviously I didn't pick exactly the best time to go on vacation because the tax cycle, everyone is going to be submitting their taxes for their businesses through the mail over the next 5 days. Which I have, is this the right book? Yes, I have a notebook that keeps track of everybody's taxes, like when they send them, and then I will transcribe it into the taxes book. But I can do that when I come back. It's just a matter of making sure they don't get lost in the mail, to be honest.
Yeah, I can make sure to check through your mail, put it all perhaps in a shulker box so I can hand it off to you when you return.
I know Captain Rexaris mentioned something along the lines of, he might potentially, or like you guys might potentially want to like do, I don't know if audit's the right word, but just make sure all my stuff is in a row. I can leave the shulker box in the desk. I can't give it to you right now just because I need to like officially sign, close Helia's book, and then make a copy and send her the copy. But I'll leave this so it has the key and then all the records in there. Or no, I was gonna say I can put it in the safe and give you the key, but then I can't get it to put stuff back inside. But yeah.
You can definitely just leave it in the desk and I'll make sure to collect it.
The other thing is if you see Lieutenant Lizzaylia or Lady Catherine, I've been trying to reach them about the bakery stuff, and I haven't seen them, or like they haven't responded to my mail in a long time now. I've sent multiple follow-up letters, and so I haven't heard anything back. Because at this
You're not
point,
the only one who hasn't heard back from them either.
I hope they're okay. Yeah, because
I think Catherine might be sick. I'm not exactly sure.
Oh. No, they are pretty much like ready to open. They're also to the point of like where Athena was, is they just need to have their like final walkthrough to make sure the building's safe and stuff. And then the last thing is like probably like the like major thing, but I can also probably handle it when I get back too, is how you approved my idea for how foreigners selling Ethereum goods and how we go about that. I reached out to Ophelia because I was trying to see if she'd be available to do the meeting prior to me leaving on vacation. But she hasn't had the availability the past couple days to do it. So, if she is like really in a rush, like I have her unsigned business permit written up just so it's like already ready per se. But obviously whoever speaks to her would have to like go over all like the terms and stuff of like that was mentioned in the proposal of like you have to either pay the traveler's tax or buy the materials and stuff like that. But if she's not in a rush to do it, I'll do it when I get back to you.
Perfect. If I see Ophelia, I'll ask her about it, but if she is not in a rush, as you say, then we'll definitely wait because it'll be something that you'll be working hand in hand with her about.
Oh, and the other thing is, for how whenever we signed the guild contract and I forget the amount of funds off the, I forget the amount of funds off the top of my head. So am I good, like, for, like, my monthly, like, stipend of funds for the Adventure Guild to just use them from, like, get it from here and then put it into the guild, safe?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't know since it was technically going from me to me if someone else needed to do the handoff.
As long as you write down how much you're taking out to put towards the Adventurers Guild, that shouldn't be an issue.
And that is everything then. Yes, and then if anything does come up that I forgot to mention, I do try to keep my notebook updated, so it does have like an index to it, and it has my thoughts on different things like from the index. So like if it has something to do with Ophelia, there's a section that says Ophelia, and then it has all of the thoughts that I currently have on her stuff. So if something does need clarification, it should be in the book, and that will be in the shulker box too.
Sounds perfect.
Then that is everything.
Perfect. I hope that you have a very good travel. If you need anything, please let me know. But until then, I will see you when you're back from your vacation. Also, color looks good on you.
Thank you. I normally wear pink because that's just kind of what the color I liked wearing when I was younger. But technically, red, orange, and yellow are my pack colors, so I'm kind of just going back to my pack colors. But also, it fits with Nether too.
Well, that's a very happy coincidence. All right, enjoy your travels.